Captain Tarnak say, "All right, just over there." And Captain, as you're looking at your orrery, you will see coming upon you a massive cluster of uh, an asteroid cluster, and no small number of ships that are sort of sitting at the edge of the actual cluster. Maybe some 10 ships of various sizes are just like hanging out there and sort of like drifting around here, like almost like trying to find a pocket through the clusters. But it is a thick, heavy cluster of ships. There's like a galleon. There's a number of ships out there, and they're all trying to find their way through. But you have something on your side. You have two things on your side. You have the fact that the Damselfly is a small fleet ship, and you have Jord piloting. So maybe you guys will be able to find your way through where other treasure hunters have failed. But let's go to our break, and when we come back, we'll see if we can't navigate that asteroid cluster.
Cool. Looks like everybody's late. I'm kidding. I haven't been keeping track of time myself. Oh, hello. Dang, I have ice cream. I'm gonna get some. Sorry?
You're out of luck.
No.
It was nice.
I don't think I've tried a bourbon caramel. Maybe I should give it a go.
I did. It's a trick.
Yum.
Peanut butter. No. What's wrong with people?
What happened?
No. Aaron was just saying that he's got sea salt, caramel, peanut butter.
So good.
There's some people that are very wrong.
Oh my goodness. I haven't tried it, so I can't give my opinion on that.
I'm just not a fan of peanut butter. Don't like it.
Ah, wait, creamy or what? Like,
Either.
well, I think otherwise. I like peanut butter.
I do like Marmite.
Sorry?
I like Marmite. Wow. What? You don't know what Marmite is?
I don't think so.
Okay. It's like you ever heard of anything called Bovril or Vegemite?
Vegemite, yeah.
Oh,
It's
no,
pretty
I
similar to it.
haven't.
Pretty similar to it, but better.
Stay away from it, Joy. He's heading you down a bad road.
It's not. Look, like that's what it is. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
backwards.
It is notoriously like divisive in that either you find it delicious or you find it disgusting.
You love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
The slogan.
Oh no. I'd probably hate it. I'm very picky.
Whereas peanut butter is universally loved. Universally.
Well, people allergic to it can't say
Exactly.
that
Apart from those that
exactly.
are going to die from eating it. Yeah.
I don't have a allergy, but I worry for those that do.
One of my friends is from Switzerland, and she says the American obsession with peanut butter is weird. I don't understand what she means by American obsession with peanut butter. I too thought peanut butter was universally loved, save by those for whom it would kill, because of course not, obviously. But my thought was that if it wouldn't kill you, you would love it because peanut butter. But apparently, outside the US, it's weird.
What?
Peanut butter made me the man I am today. I can't talk shit about peanut butter. I still like at conventions, like I'm like a goblin, but all I need is like Skippy and a spoon, and that's what like that stops
Okay.
me from eating con food, which is like super expensive and bad for you. But peanut butter is not that great for you either. I learned that, it's like
That is just
you know.
crazy.
But like I don't know, it's not that bad. Like one of my go-to breakfasts that is kind of fine is like a banana and a peanut butter, like a spoonful of peanut butter. Like that's that,
Oh.
That's
I,
probably
uh,
Full of
healthy.
peanut butter. Mm.
I live off that shit.
I need to
Steph's
stop
not a
myself
peanut
because
butter person.
it's like what is it like? It's like 120 calories, like a single spoonful. It's like that quickly becomes a day's worth of food.
Yeah.
Ryan, are you sure you're not American?
I'm not. I am
That's
Canadian.
Don't insult him. Oh my goodness.
Slanderous.
Oh, forgive me. Yeah, I am
I'm
ashamed to be
joking.
American.
Oh, that's the first time I think I've ever heard an American say that.
I
Really?
should have been born in Mexico.
Yeah,
My
honestly.
family brought me here.
I saw Ryan driving a
Right,
gas
right.
guzzling muscle car earlier.
But
A gas guzzling muscle. No, I was driving a truck. It's not my truck, but I was driving a truck. I was in the truck. I was like, "Look at me, I'm in a big old truck."
Oh no.
His incarnation was American. I will say that.
Yeah. I feel like I could go down the dark side if I wanted to. Come on, asshole. Anyway,
Whoa.
yeah. Let's get back to it. You guys all find yourself about a mile out, dropping out of the wild space. You find yourself outside of this large asteroid cluster, where you see a number of ships have largely parked. There's like 9, 10 different ships that are just parked up against this asteroid cluster. Some have actually like latched themselves onto the side of asteroids, like one or two like of the larger ones that are barely moving. And then honestly one or two are doing that. And then the rest of them are just sort of like floating around like the outside, just sort of stationary as you guys get closer. But the asteroid field is a lot. It doesn't look like much from the outside. Like, there's some very convenient, very open routes, but like the closer you get to it and the more deeper you see into the actual cluster, the more activity you see. And for Basson, who has literally come from Limbo, the plane of pure chaos, where things are just flying into each other and becoming something new, and then like it's just absolute like unnavigatable madness. It's not like Limbo, but it reminds you of it certainly. The how it seems like an almost impenetrable just asteroid field. It looks difficult to navigate. So what would the crew of the Dawn's Return like to do?
There's no shortage of competition, that's for sure, but they all seem paralyzed with fear of this field.
The captain will say, goes, well, there's no shortage of individuals who've tried to get to the treasure, and I've been looking around for a crew who might be capable enough to actually make it there, and I'm hoping that this one might be the one. News of it only came out a little while ago, about a month ago, but people have been doing their best ever since to try and get through. Seems like no one succeeded yet, or at least claimed the prize publicly.
What do you think, Ed? Can you do this?
Well, there's only one way to find that out, Captain, but I don't think we've got much of a choice but me to do this. You guys have to hold on tight. Or I think I can do this.
Let me see if I can fiddle with the Spelljammer helm a little bit to get us through this a little bit easier, maybe.
Absolutely.
And I will place a hand on Ed's shoulder and say, you'll find the path. I have faith in you and cast guidance.
Hey,
Captain, is it worth manning the mangonel to see if we can throw a few boulders out of the way?
Throwing an extra boulder into a field of boulders. Maybe. I don't know how well that'll clear the path. That might make things harder if we start knocking things around in an area where there's no gravity plane. Things will be moving more.
Fair enough.
well, I'll remind you
Just an
that
idea.
anything of gargantuan size or larger does have a gravity plane,
Yeah.
which is probably what is going to make this the most tricky, because of multiple reasons. That when two large objects interact, they maintain their own gravity plane until they interact, and then the larger thing takes over the gravity plane, and then that one's sort of forced to hit its plane. So that's probably the tricky part, is that if you touch any of the asteroids and any of them are larger than your ship, you're going to be forced into their gravity plane, which will sort of hurt your piloting abilities. And that's what makes her tricky around here.
And if you like hurl a rock into one and it moves and it hits another gargantuan one.
It's true. It's true.
That might cause a problem.
Yeah. It starts to, it's like, it's probably better to wait till they're settled.
Hitting them out the way.
Exactly.
If you hit it at the right angle, it's like playing pool or snooker. If you hit it at the right angle, it's going to go off that way. What?
Zalace is calculating like 27 asteroids, like the perfect angle to hit 27.
Vectors.
Right. Yeah, vectors right out of the way.
I was going to say, I think Bisan is looking at it and thinking about how the exarchs or anarchs, I can never remember.
Anarchs, yeah.
How the anarchs move these things at will.
Well, they use it at will. It takes tremendous psionic power, but yes, they have the ability to not only move them out of the way, but shape them to their will. So, like, if you had an anarch on this ship, they could just like create a path, and anything that tried to get to you, like very like Aang when they're flying towards the kingdom, and he just like whoosh, and like destroys the boulder before it gets to Appa.
Yara?
Your locker, you could ask him. He's an enlightened. He's a pretty potent psionic.
I don't know. Just as to be there as a barrier, just to maybe shift one a little bit here or there.
And he goes, me? You want me to help you with the asteroid field? That's not what I signed for. I'm not here to do your things for you. I am here to instruct. I am a mentor, not a doer.
Master, it would be a great help to us. This could unlock a lot of potential for everybody, including myself and Basson, and even maybe gave us an insight into what the Illithid are doing, which would help everybody. Surely, the greater good is the most important thing.
Make me a persuasion check.
For some reason, and I swear it's not the accent, but when you said that, Nazalace, I pictured Jez from Peep Show saying it, just how insincere it felt. Like, if anyone's watched Peep Show UK, one of my favorite sitcoms of all time.
Okay, that was persuasion, yeah, so 13 in total.
13. He says, "What do you mean, greater good? You're hunting treasure."
But Master, this horde could give us some insights into something that we've never had before.
Well, then you better get through the asteroid field, my boy.
But with your help, it'd be better.
With my help, it would be easier. Knowledge gained is better than knowledge given.
You know, if I could say something about this.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm just guys about to pilot this thing.
Oh, you're the pilot. Oh, our lives are in your hands. Very interesting.
Including yours.
I'll be fine.
And I think we all will. You know, it might work in our favor to work with the field as opposed to against it. You know, depending on how I ride it, like, where's the captain? You know, he's looking for Varsh.
I'm here.
Oh, well, I'm thinking we go into this field just like everything else in it until we no longer need to be incognito, so to speak. You know, if I can make it at least halfway there, peacefully and slowly riding it, then by the time we reach the halfway point, I can probably take us a bit of a charge and just power on out. You know, it's kind of like if something enters your body that really needs to get out, like a long fart. You know, I've had my head in the toilet all week, but you know what I mean. And that's essentially what I'm thinking here, Cap. Only reason I'm asking for permission is, well, definitely going to be a risk involved, but you know, that seems obvious.
I'll say this. Look around at all the competition we have. You won't be able to take the same path out. The second we leave, I don't have any doubts that we'll have pursuers. So our exit point will have to be the other side, so we can leave unseen.
No.
But I trust your judgment on the way in at the very least. You do what you have to.
I gotcha. And like to explain, I guess, what Ed's fart strategy means is just kind of holding an action until we need to dash, hopefully defensively charge our way out of this sector, which is my rank 2 ability as a pilot.
Yeah, you push the limits to their attacking reaction, reach at speed, you know. Okay.
Rolled a 16 against a 15 DC jerry rig on the Spelljammer.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a little speed booster.
Yeah, we don't have anything for like maneuverability, so speed was the most I figured I could help. So possibility to be able to dash more quickly if you need to, I guess. I don't know.
Fantastic. Okay, so that's the plan. You're gonna move up to that asteroid field and you're gonna try and take it.
Yeah, like I kind of like ease into it until we get to until it's time to dash out of there. It's really just like holding an action, I guess, while using my movement carefully. That's what it translates to, like, you know, mechanically speaking.
Understood. Will you keep an eye on your piloting abilities, because those are the things that might just save you in this particular instance.
Absolutely.
Feel free to be creative, because this is definitely going to be a little bit more of a theater of the mind. I don't have a literal asteroid field, a moving, bumbling asteroid field created. But so we're playing a little field a little bit of a theater of the mind.
Yeah, like if I guess to start off, I would be writing it with like a. Well, these are mostly like reactions here, but I like what back off is saying, and yeah, I'll be ready for those. And
Okay. All right, we're going in. This is what it sounds like.
I'm going
Yeah.
to try and station myself somewhere central so I can react to damage as we take it.
Got it.
Yeah, and I'll help Chapman.
Yeah, it might be a great idea not to be standing anywhere where you don't have a railing. Absolutely, at the very least a railing.
Epoxy's gonna be by Ed in case we need to do any saving throws.
Yeah, your Laka goes into the cargo hold. Yeah, no one's because like, you know, if you get hit by an asteroid and you're standing under that mangonel, you know, that's gonna you're gonna be flat. You're gonna be like a pancake. Okay. You go flying at some rocks. I can't wait to see how this goes.
Goodness.
Let's do this.
You got it, Ed. Come on.
Got this, Ed.
Okay.
Actually, question.
Yeah.
If I was sat in the ballista, would I be able to aid Ed with navigating in some way?
You could certainly try. How would you utilize the ballista or the forward deck to provide aid to the Spelljammer?
Well, it'd just be as a visual lookout. I wouldn't be able to use the ballista in any way because it's pointless trying to shoot something, but as a visual lookout and stuff like that to say one's moving if he's not seeing everything, or an extra pair of eyes.
Understood. Yeah, you could certainly try. Well, I'll tell you what, Ed. This is more of a role play question. So you know how it works, right? Like your sight is in the ship. You can place your sight anywhere on the physical ship as if you were standing there. Do you think Ed would find it valuable to have somebody making calls to you while you're piloting in a tense, tricky situation?
Absolutely. Kind of like Ed would, if he could like displace himself somewhere else, he would use part of himself as like a sonar. What planes will tell him to be like, all right, steady to the left, steady to the right, because he's easing into it there, which is mostly letting like the wings do itself as opposed to like magically enhancing how he's pushing it. Because he's saving that for when it's like time to get out of dodge. Because Ed's not just thinking of like how he's penetrating; he's thinking of how he's going to exit out of here. Because like that's probably the exit is the scariest part. So he's easing into it. And he is going to he's gonna do that. He'll position himself to give himself a sonar in a sense, you know. Because it'll be a very easy, almost like slow sort of movement to get us in there, like going with the asteroids as opposed to through them or against them.
Understood. Okay, so this is going to be very much like a. It's going to involve a lot of spell jamming check or like piloting checks. So keep that handy. Keep that total handy. So you're proficient as a at space vehicles, and you have the spell jamming help. Okay. So you make your way into the belt. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to make me. I want you to just make me a flat investigation check to look at the asteroid field, assess the size of your ship, and figure out where the best point of initial entry is.
Oh, nice. That's 18 plus 7, 25.
25. 25 is very good. It's impossible to see too far along, but you see a point where it's very much like entering like a maze, and it's like you can only guess so far down the line. But you see one where, you think you got a little leeway where things are going to be better, and you will insert. It's definitely going to be considered a success. Okay. With that, you begin entry. My question. Oh, yeah, Zalace.
Sorry. So for this point, I'm gonna put Silent Whispers on between me and Ed as a point of easy communication.
Understood. Fair enough. Okay. So as you enter in Ed, you are going to see that at least 2 ships are going to become active, and they're going to sort of file in behind you, following as you go.
Okay.
From a ways back, but yeah, 2 ships definitely, become active and start following. Just in case you are curious, one is a damselfly and one is a shrike.
Okay, so there's one that matches our speed. Shrike, I don't know, and I don't think Ed would know off the top. But Ed's gonna stay kind of steady, like almost like, okay, like there's cops behind me vibe, but like he's waiting for this. He's gonna Ed is gonna like purposely let them ride him if they want. Because there's asteroids here that need other ships to hit, is what Ed's thinking. And
Got it. Well, I will say, Ed, you're pretty certain that their tactic is like you see them as they're coming in, they're almost like fighting for last place. They have the same idea as you. You're going in first, so they're hoping that like they're gonna follow your path as far as you can go, and then you're gonna get an asteroid out of their way, and then they're gonna keep going. That's the idea.
And I'm keeping a steady like it. I don't know if like readying it feels fair, but the second I can see an opening, I'm gonna I would barrel roll if need be. Like I'll let them use me as a shield, but they're actually helping me because I would love nothing more than if I got an asteroid coming to my face, barrel roll and let them take it to their face.
All right. So as you fly in, things are fairly easy going, and then the asteroids begin to pick up, banging off of each other, creating sort of like almost like scattering the pool table, the billiard table, as they're hitting, where things are about to get a little more intense. So I want you to roll me the barrel roll to see how effective it is, and that will affect your DC.
All right.
So
it says here a DC 10 vehicle check.
Make me a DC 10 vehicle check. We'll call this dexterity plus proficiency.
Okay, dex plus proficiency. Perfect. Plus 5. Okay. 17 plus 5. I thought you were thinking about something. That was just neat.
No. I was me thinking about trying to get sneeze out. My apologies. Use your intelligence instead, which is probably better for you anyway.
Okay, yeah,
because
that
this
would
is you
be
piloting. You're not actually doing anything dexterous.
So that'd be 17 plus 7.
Very good. 17 plus 7. That's going to be a 14. Very cool. I just need to look up a quick mechanic here. There we go. I need that. Okay. You go into this sweet barrel roll, and all of you are like, you got the gravity plane, but you can't help but feel a little shake as the ship, as the damselfly goes into a full rotation, as it makes its way around a couple of boulders. One of them is going to bounce off of you. You are going to take some damage because there's just too much. And as you're going in here, you're like, there's no way I'm like perfectly coming through here. I am going to take damage by the end of this. It's just a matter of how little damage I take before I get to the end of this. This is very much like you're being hit by a fireball. Let's see how much damage we can mitigate is the idea. Yeah. But you do it quite well, and you are going to target space and make a spell damage. Okay. So we're not worrying about that as you're not trying to crash. So the size of the object you struck was a huge object. But you're going to take half of the original damage. So 38, your ship is going to take 19 points of damage.
Okay. And,
which is not bad, and
nah.
it will be your threshold, so you will take the 19 damage. But
Okay.
as you do this, you hit the rock, and it bounces off at you. It's going to bounce back. The Spelljammer behind you wasn't ready for it, and he's going to take the full 38 brunt of the damage to the front of his ship. Okay, you make that barrel roll, and you almost bounce it off of you into him, mitigating the damage. Very good job. So as you're coming out of the barrel roll, I need you to make me another spell jamming hell check. So intelligence plus proficiency to right yourself and get back onto a good path without harming yourself.
All right. Fuck yeah. That's another 17 plus 7.
That'll do. Without any further damage, your ship is bigger than the asteroid you hit, so you're not pulled into their gravity plane. And you right your ship, and you will keep going just fine. The ship behind, 2 ships behind you. The damselfly navigates around. The Shrike does not, and will take the 38 damage. Okay. Okay, so you have 2 choices now, Ed. You see 2 things before you. You see that there is definitely the safer option that could lead you deeper into the asteroid field, where things are not quite as kinetic and active, and there's a nicer opening. But that same goes for the ships behind you. They'll be able to follow you a lot easier. Or there's the more risky situation where it will require a more proficient pilot to make their way through, but it's going to be harder for your followers to follow you through. What would you like to do?
Okay. Because I could dash here in the safer option and try and lose them a little bit, but that's a 15 DC. All right, we got some damage we can take. We're gonna go to the riskier route. Let's go a little bit more proficient.
All right, we're going to risk the risky route. Okay.
For the biscuit here.
As you enter into the more risky field, you veer the right. I'm going to do a little nerve check for the other 2 pilots. Both pilots are willing to follow. They meet the nerve check. They've got grit enough to follow. My question to you is, as you are entering into this, do you want to put any of your stunts down? Do you want to try stunts for any purpose?
I want to do evade.
Okay.
So I got a bonus +2 until the start of the next round. A 10 DC vehicle check. DC
Go for
10. It. Okay. And that's 11 plus 7, 18.
You're good. You're going to get the bonus to the AC. You're probably going to need it. Things are bouncing off, and you're trying to dash around to the best of your ability. So your ship is going to move as normal. The guys behind you are not going to have such a benefit. So as you're going through, I want you to roll me another check to actually avoid being hit. You'll get a +2. I'll get that AC bonus to your checks. Get that +2 check in there.
Okay, so
Spelljamming check.
That gives me a +9 for this.
Incredible.
I have a question.
Fuck yeah.
Go ahead, Ed. We'll stick with you for a second. Go ahead.
It's 13 plus 9.
13 plus 9. So 22. Very good. What were you going to say, Zalace?
So, as we're connected by the whispers, am I able to use, and it's a cheeky one, the bolstered knack, where I get to roll a d8 at the moment to help with these checks, or not?
I believe it says that you can use it on your checks, right?
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, if you can so you could use it to help you. So you can think of something to do to help, which is a point, Ed. You guys saw Force Awakens? Star Wars? Yeah. You know when the gun is broken and Rey flips the Millennium Falcon and it takes out the last TIE fighter and keeps going? I believe you have a stunt called Flip and Burn.
Yeah.
Which could give Zalace a shot at one of these guys if you were willing to take a fire on them.
Well, Zalace looks like he wants to roll some dice, right, Zalace?
I'm just seeing whether there's anything I can help you with your checks and stuff like that. And that's why I was asking about that bolstered neck. That's all.
Yeah.
I
fair enough.
I like that a lot. I like to save that probably for if we get a chance to get out of here, because I'm gonna get out of here in an explosive manner.
You still have my guidance to use as well, by the way. You haven't used the D4.
Oh yeah,
yet.
what is that an extra D8 or
D4?
D4.
Okay, I'll have that handy for the next checks here. But yeah, absolutely, I'll keep that in mind, and we could make that happen. It'd be a flip and burn combo action. So
all right, you want to do a little flip and burn? So to start, you rolled a 22 on your check. Cool.
Yeah.
Are you gonna add the guidance to that?
Sure, I'll add the guidance to it.
Couldn't hurt. Couldn't hurt.
Fuck yeah, 3.
3. So 22 to 3. That does help. So, these are asteroids. These are big fucking rocks. You know what I mean? So how this is gonna help you is that you're gonna you succeed no matter what. You get the dex save in there, no problem. The trick is when you have to hit a rock, you hit the smaller ones. And in this moment, you will hit a smaller rock rather than a rather large one. And they're few and few between, so this is good. Your ship is only going to take 14 additional damage as it bounces off another rock. Your gravity plane isn't fucked up. It's going to create a chain reaction in there. So you're going to take another 14. It's going to be 30, 33 damage now. It's going to go back. I'm going to roll some piloting checks for your guys behind you. Okay. One of the guys tries to keep up, and this massive asteroid gets right in the way, and the ship flies into the asteroid and fucking explodes. One of them was not able to take on this challenge, and they head-on collision a massive giant rock. The other guys, they fail, but they don't fail so astronomically as the ship behind them. So the damselfly is still on your ass. But it's going to take the full 28 damage. So you guys are dead. 28 is going to be... 66 damage now. That ship is not doing great. It's about half. So you want to do the flip and burn now?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, you do a little flip and burn. That giant asteroid is sort of hit the ship behind. The damselfly is sort of curling in behind. And as you take the ship, you're going to do the damselfly flip and burn. Make me that vehicle check, please.
All right, that is not great. That's a 6 + 9 for 15 DC check, so meets it.
Meets it, beats it. It was a tough one. You flip over one of the asteroids, and you're like, come on! And everyone sees this boulder, literally a foot away from the front glass. You guys are maybe too scared to actually say anything to distract Ed, but everything in your being is what the fuck are you doing? But Ed does this crazy flip around this rock asteroid, and then the damselfly wings shoot out in the end and keep going. You are going for you're playing chicken essentially in this moment with this damselfly shit. My question to you, Ed, is do you want to try and play chicken and fuck him up and maybe send him into the asteroid field?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man. Oh
Absolutely.
man. Okay, first and foremost, Zalace, why don't you go ahead and take your shot if you want it?
Don't be scared, Captain.
So my first things first, Zalace. Yeah, don't be scared. My first question for you, Zalace, is there a specific target you want to aim for? Are you just aiming for the hull of the ship? Are you aiming for someone through the pane of the glass? What are you aiming for?
I think I'd try and aim for either... Sorry, what ship is it? Again? That's next to us? I missed that.
What was the question? Sorry?
The ship that is coming, is it the Strike or is it the Danvern?
It's a damselfly. The Shrike exploded. That one's gone. This is the.
I'll go for the. I'll go for the ballista area, Spelljammer area, and try and hit that.
Okay. Do you want the ballista or the Spelljammer? Because those are two different decks.
The Spelljammer.
Okay. It's going to be a tough shot because, like on most ship, the Spelljammer helm is concealed. because they don't need to be able to see. It'll be a tough shot, but you might just be able to do it, Zalace.
Okay.
Go ahead, roll me a d20 plus 6.
Okay. Can I
Tough
use
shot.
crippling shot with this then?
Sure. What does that do?
So when you hit a ship, you can expend 1 power die and add the die to the attack roll. The attack's damage roll.
To the damage roll. Okay, go for it.
Okay, so that's 14
A 14
plus 6. Sorry, 21.
So 20, that will beat the armor class of the ship. So you fire the shot. It is going to beat the metal armor class of the damselfly. Okay, roll me a damage roll to see if you beat the damage threshold.
What is the ballista? I can't remember. I did have it somewhere.
It is 3d10 piercing damage. And because you did your crippling shot, you can add your power die to that damage.
That's 24 points.
Okay, you beat the damage threshold. So here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna give you a little extra fun with this one. So you're a skilled artillerist. Because you've been inside of this ship, you know its weak points. To hit it dead on is a mistake, and that is the temptation of every Spelljammer. So you wait till Ed's sort of veering ever so slightly to the side, and you aim at the window of the crew quarters. You fire, it beats the metal threshold, and it slams through the window and through the wall. What was the damage again? One more time.
24.
24. And basically it goes into the interior of the ship, and you hope you hit the Spelljammer. You don't know if you did, but you went into the actual cockpit regardless. So you might have hit the Spelljammer, but the point is you beat the threshold, and now there's a giant ballista bolt shoved through the middle of their cockpit. Whether it hits someone or not, that's pretty distracting. So, because of this, Zalace, I am going to give them disadvantage on their grit check to maintain this chicken thing that we're doing here. So, Ed, I want you to roll me... This is going to be charisma saving, because this is about your, belief in yourself. This is about your confidence of will. This is about your force of personality. This is about your confidence. So I want you to make me a charisma saving throw. The pilot will do the same, but because of Zalace, they will have disadvantage if they're alive.
That's guidance.
Can I
This
cast
is a
it
saving
again?
throw. You can, but this is a saving throw, so
yeah.
that will
Doesn't
not
matter.
affect. Yeah.
Okay.
Vash will simply. I can't believe Vash is actually praying under his breath.
Oh,
No way.
Let's go.
All right.
Can I
What'd you
do
get?
an uplifting directive?
What's that?
It says when I take an order action, I can roll a d20 or an uplifting directive number. When an ally makes an ability check, attack roll. Oh, wait, is it? No, not saving throws.
It is a
Does it say
throw.
saving throw?
It does not. Never mind. God dang it.
You know what? I'm gonna rule of cool it in this moment because I feel like I'm gonna rule of cool it in this moment. You'll this uplifting directive. Sure, you can use it on a saving throw.
Okay.
You are my Chewbacca.
I give him a 10 instead.
Okay.
That'd
So
be
Okay.
better?
so 10 plus your charisma save bonus. What is it?
It's 0, so it's a flat 10.
A flat 10. So Ed, you're like, what am I doing? And Epoxy's like, what do you say, Epoxy? What is your uplifting directive to Ed? What do you say?
Ed, don't get into your head. Just look forward and concentrate.
Don't get
And,
cocky, kid.
as Apoxy says that, I remember when Apoxy tried beatboxing that one time, and I start beatboxing as well.
Oh, I start
know,
patting
okay.
the sides.
I'll tell you what. Because you said Ed's thing is he like beatboxes to calm himself down, and we're way off the rails now. We're full really cool. I'll let you roll one more time,
Fuck yeah.
and we'll have called an advantage on your charisma saving throw. We're way
We
off
gotta
the rails.
start a
but it's
band
fine.
after this.
That's a nat 20.
Yay!
We're starting.
Holy
So,
shit.
Apoxy, you're like, stay on the line, like don't just keep going, just do your thing, and it starts like. So it's like beatboxing, and Apoxy, you're like, oh yeah, like come on everybody, and you just like get real cool about it. You're like, fuck it, I could die up here. And you're flying at the ship,
Oh my
and
goodness.
fuck, it's by mere moments. They rolled at disadvantage. They rolled a 17. So
Holy crap.
and like you're coming in at the last moment, and they just barely get by your ship. They're actually gonna ding your ship on the way over because it was so close.
That's fair. That's more.
It's not going to be a full collision, so we're going to call it like a half collision. Both ships are going to take 3, 4. You're going to take 39 points of damage. As basically like it hits your wings on your one side and like snaps both wings on the side of your ship and keeps going, but it flies off to the side into just like madness where it's flying and it's just going like and then just gets like torn apart by the asteroid field. Now you have something else you got to do, Ed. As you beat the chicken, you're like, oh, it's over. No, it's not. That giant asteroid that destroyed the Shrike ship, you're flying right at it at top speed. What do you do?
I am going to, when in doubt, do a barrel roll. Or actually, no. What the, I should know English better as a professional writer, but what would the ship moves up to half its speed in the direction of the aft edge? What's AFT edge mean?
Let's see.
Aft is the back.
Okay, aft is
Okay,
back.
so barrel roll still makes sense. We're gonna do barrel roll. Take it back to 2000s memes, and that's only a DC 10 vehicle check.
All right, go for it. Make me an aft roll. See if you can do it. DC 10.
No, I'm doing the barrel roll, Ryan. Not the back
barrel roll.
Yeah.
Got it, barrel roll.
And this has the intelligence proficiency.
Yep.
All right, there we go. That is a 7 + 9.
Oh my goodness.
7 plus 9, that is 6. Yeah, 7 plus 9 is
and it's
16.
a DC 10.
Yeah, so you go into this barrel roll. So performing the stunt, your ship just do feel safe 5 or more, your ship moves half speed. Move up to half of your speed, flipping along the gravity plane. The starship reverts to normal at the beginning of the next round. Perform the stunt. Just want to honestly failed to say that the ship moves 5 or more. Your starship moves half speed doesn't roll. Takes 9 or moves half its speed but doesn't roll. I don't think I ever wrote in what the actual benefit of doing a barrel roll is. The starship reverts to its normal at the beginning of the next round. Perform the stunt. You must be a huge or smaller ship. DC 10 vehicles on a fail. It just says what happens on a failure. What the fuck? Hang on a second. That kind of. It's really cool, but I realize I didn't put any.
Yeah, because they only write it if you're being actively shot at as a ship, not if you're trying to dodge shit. So that like because it says on a critical, the sudden roll makes it difficult to target your ship. Attacks on your ship have disadvantage until the start of your next turn.
Yeah, but you should get something for succeeding the check in the first place rather than just looking cool.
Yeah, and it just says moves up to half its speed along the gravity plane. I guess that means that instead of going straight, I can go like over it or something.
Yeah, I think that you go upside down, but it's not on its own very helpful. So give me half a moment.
No, for the rest of the crew's anxiety levels, damage wise, we're a little bit above half. Of
Oh,
you know,
thank goodness.
I mean, we're not out yet. We still gotta.
You're actually going the wrong way right now. So
Yeah.
Not thank goodness.
But we got other cool people on the ship that can help. Namely,
We
Chap.
got a ship healer.
we do have a ship healer. Chaplain, would you like to have performed any healing?
Oh yeah, I should be. Since we took the first damage, I should be trying to be mending some of this damage.
I'll text you where we're at. You know, like because I pulled up the thingy sheet, the one that Ryan linked us last week, which we should probably. But
Sorry, I can't find any of my fucking links I used to make all this work. I don't know what's going on with me. It's fine. I'm gonna just say I'll fix it later. I don't know what I was thinking, but anyway. So you do the barrel roll. I'm gonna say for now you get the bonus of the critical, which is that basically when something's trying to hit you, it's gonna get disadvantage. So as you go roiling around, you're gonna see if I'll let you know what to avoid the asteroid, the giant asteroid in your wake. I'll say go ahead and roll me another spell jamming helm check. But you'll get advantage, and that is what the barrel roll will give you because you succeeded.
8 plus 9, 17.
17. Man, you're getting by the skin of your teeth. You are gonna like. So you like barrel roll to like go up and get that reverse thrust, and the bottom of your ship just like scrapes across it a couple times. So you are gonna take some damage, but halved. So you're gonna take 33 damage to the ship. But you are gonna tilt all the way back. I need you to make me one more check because you are in its gravity plane now, and you need to break away from its gravity.
Okay. And there we go. And is that with advantage? Just in case I.
No, that's just the straight one. That one. That was
okay. That's a 13 plus 9.
13 plus 9. 13 plus 9. So 22. That'll do. You pull the ship out of the gravity plane of the asteroid, and you keep going. And as you're sort of arcing upwards, you get like just a moment of a pretty little pocket where no asteroids are hitting you. And you look down, and you see the center of the asteroid cluster. You see this. There's a number of asteroids that are sort of floating around. They have these large, almost like monoliths standing off of them. But in the center, there is this like on its side, almost Leaning Tower of Pisa style, like shroud of like obsidian that is like 4 stories tall, and portions of it are broken and snapped off. But you see this like single building sitting in the middle of the asteroid field, but you do have a large collection of smaller asteroids that are sitting between you and it. You have one last pump before you are through. What do you do to get through?
I think we. Oh man!
Is it defensive charge time? Do you think?
I think it's defensive charge time. Push the limits of your ship to escape a risky situation. When the ship you're piloting is being attacked, you can use your reaction to move up to the ship's speed and give all attacks against your ship disadvantage until the start of your next turn.
Got it. So that's a reaction. I will give you advantage on through that. I'll give you advantage on your next check. Do you have any stunts you want to throw on this to help your approach?
Full speed. We're gonna go full speed to the treasure that I saw floating.
Full speed. All right. Make me a standard vehicle check to see if you can push through and get that full speed launch. Go for it.
Oh, that's a 15 plus 9.
That'll save. So you will get the full speed. You are going to get the defensive charge. So you pull. So basically, you're going to put the wings forward, what's left of the wings, and you. I'm going to say, because you're pointing forward, I'm going to give you advantage on this per Zalace saying he wanted to give you aid. I want you to make me a perception check at advantage to find that perfect opening that you can just fly through at top speed. So give me an advantage perception check to line up this dash that you want to do.
He also, since he's getting top speed right now, he's also got improved speed, remember?
Got it.
18
Understood.
plus 4.
18 plus 4
22.
is 22. That is a success. It's very good. You sort of wait for your moment, and you're like preparing the ship for full speed. Chaplain sort of like does this final crank, and all of this extra juice is filled in. You like pull in the landing gear as tight as possible. You take these big flaps of the wings and then bring them all the way back so your ship is like a bullet, and you go. You're just shooting towards this very, very narrow, thin gap in the asteroids just to make that final approach through. As there's almost like the shield of like bouncing off of one another asteroids in a straight plane. I need you to make me one final check. You will have advantage because of your defensive charge. The DC will be lowered because you did well in your perception and you've got all the speed at your back. So go ahead, make me one final check. This is the important one. This could make or break your ship.
Okay, that's good. But let's see if you get a crit. That's going to be another 18 plus. Oh, this is a ship check, so this would be 18 plus 9.
18 plus 9. You blast through a tight but very but promising opening. You're going to do very well. Only like one rock actually bounces off of you, but it bounces. It doesn't even fully impact. Your ship is going to take a final 7 points of damage and be free from the asteroid cluster as you make it to the center. You do it.
Good try, Big Ed.
How many hit points does your ship have left?
88 out of 200.
Oh my goodness.
So your ship, two of the wings are like snapped and busted or barely hanging on the side of your ship. There's dents and breaks in the side of the ship. But you have made it through. You have made it through. And I'm going to show you now on the map the building that you are coming up against. Loading. There it is.
Oh man.
So
Doesn't
amidst
look
the
so
asteroid
cool.
cluster,
At all.
just drifting towards now, all of you have this moment of I thought I was gonna die. But you guys, but Ed has seen you through safe, a little worse for wear, but alive, and your ship is going to approach. You are the first people in the last month to have made it through the asteroid cluster.
We're here, Captain.
the whole like everybody's like up against the walls, like fucking thrown about like marbles in a jar. But you guys have made it, and you stand up and see the sight.
What's the status of the ship?
It can fly.
Can we make it out?
We can do some repairs on it while we're here, hopefully, or before we start to try and get out again.
Yep, that's about what I was thinking. Besides, I don't think we're gonna scour this place in just an hour or so.
Very well.
And I do have. That said, you wanna? Doesn't seem like anyone else is here, and it doesn't seem like anyone's gonna make it here. So we need to take a moment for ourselves because
You hear the sharp sound of like someone puking in the background. Forkbeard's like, sorry.
What were we coming here for again?
Anything that's not nailed down.
Oh, we're
Even-
looting?
We're looting.
Man, I'm really glad I got that patch up work feature. But, really glad.
Nice.
Gather your equipment, everyone, and be prepared for anything.
Celine says, "I'll remain on the ship, Captain, just in case the impossible should happen and someone gets through that asteroid field. It'd be good to not be a sitting duck."
On that note, Zelace, stay in contact with someone on the ship.
Captain. Celine, is it all right to telepathically communicate?
Oh, yes, of course.
Then I will.
Got it. All right. You do so. Incredible. And yeah, you'll go ahead.
Sorry, are we say? Did you say you wanted to take a short rest here?
I can patch it up with Chaplin if you don't.
No, that's fine.
We got
Just,
time. Because that'll give us a 40 right there if Ed's one of the people repairing it.
Yeah. I actually don't remember what the mending. There's a special mending for the ship.
Yeah, I'll let you know what that is. That's you can cast mending on a damaged ship or shipboard weapon to restore hit points to the target equal to a D8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. Can only be used once an hour.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, and I just rolled a D8 for my whispers, and that can stay open for 7 hours.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Sweet. You guys will be pretty good for quite a little while.
As we are
yeah,
getting ready, I want to cast Primeval Awareness.
Hey, Primeval Awareness. You're looking for humanoids, yeah?
It says apparitions, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead.
But we're using a revised, right?
Let me check revised. What does it say about it?
I believe revised states that you can hit your favorite enemies on.
Let's see what it says.
But it gives you a lot more details about those.
Yeah, revised is your favorite.
Ranger revised, primeval awareness. What does this say on this version?
You can sense whether any of your favorite enemies are present within 5 miles of you.
Yeah. Okay. So then, yeah, it'll be humanoids then.
So within 5 miles, you definitely sense the presence of the various crew members on the various ships. You feel those little clumps of shipboard people. You do sense that another 2 ships have entered the asteroid field following your path that you took. You don't know if they're going to be successful or not, but they seem to be moving into the asteroid field. Another 2 ships have moved in. So out of we're going to say there was 9 of them. 2 of those ships are destroyed. So leaving 7. So only 5 remain outside of the actual asteroid field, but they are a lot more active. They're like definitely trying to feel away. You get the sense that your infiltration, they don't know if you succeeded or not, but your infiltration of the asteroid field has made them nervous, and maybe they're feeling like, okay, it's time. We got to get in there now or never, because they might have got through.
2 more ships are in pursuit.
Yeah.
Well, they can fly like you. Right. I don't know.
Probably not. You don't sense any humanoids in the actual tower.
You want me with you, Captain, or you want me on the ship patching up whatever I can?
Stay with us. Let me put it this way.
Axbeard says, am I coming with? Or would you have me stay, Captain?
Come with as well. Celine, stay with the ship and communicate to the Lace if any of the 2, if one of the 2 ships following us arrives.
Okay.
Worst case we lose the Dawn's Return, but if we can kill one of the other crews, we can take their ship and leave with that instead.
Yeah.
pirates.
From this point on, everything is necessary. We need to get out of here, not just with the loot, but with our lives.
The captain, Captain Tarnak, he walks up to you, Ed, and he puts his hand out. He's like, he goes, I'd like to shake your hand, mate.
Well, I don't know. I give him like a little bit of a yeah. Yeah, I just start thinking about it, angles and whatnot.
He goes, that's some of the finest piloting I think I've ever seen in all my time, and I have been in wild space for quite some time. So, congratulations. You're probably the best pilot who's walked the rock brawl, perhaps. Who knows?
I'll accept all your praise if I get us out of here, but thank you. That means a lot. Seriously.
All right. So with that, we're not doing that. Axebeard, Etherith, Captain Tarnak certainly coming. Better believe that. Apoxy.
Might do something this one. He didn't do anything in the last fight.
So, check.
Is Tarnak a hobgoblin?
Tarnak? No, he's a human.
Oh.
Ed. Varsh. Captain Tarnak says, I tried, but everyone was standing on the door. I was in the cargo hold. I couldn't get out. For the record, Celeste and Celine is staying on the ship. Okay, I'll just be here by myself. Maybe I'll summon a familiar or something to keep me occupied. I don't know. And Yarlak says, I'll keep you company. She's like, holy shit, who are you?
I've been here the whole time.
I've been here this whole time. And that's that. And you guys can begin your infiltration. Captain Tarnak says, just so you all know, this place is called the Prison of Kazaba. I believe Kazaba was some kind of mind flare long ago, but after a Githyanki raid, this place has been uninhabited by mind flares ever since. This is all I know, but I know this, that there should be some exceptional loot within, as the Githyanki did not make it out all alive, but neither did the mind flares. Nobody's really sure who made it out alive, but reports state that this place is filled with treasure. Divinations and such come in saying that there is good relics left behind. So let's get in there. Let's put everything we can into chests and boxes, load it up, and we'll sort out the loot when we get back.
Can I roll out my 3 fur balls from my bag of chicks?
Sure. Go for it.
I don't trust this loot prison.
You don't trust the loot prison?
No.
The probably heavily trapped loot prison?
Right. Let's see. That will be. Oh, 2 mastiffs and a lion.
Incredible.
No
Incredible.
go.
Very bitey group of goats.
Group of they all kind of look like goats anyway. See if I got any lions. Hey, they gave us a lion. Holy fuck, dude.
The big lion.
Etherith takes flight immediately because there's suddenly not a lot of space on the deck. And a dog.
Two mastiffs and 1 lion.
Oh, that's slightly better. Lion lets out a big old roar to everyone's shock and awe. And with that, we have quite a party meaning to head into the prison. And that, my friends, is where we will end the session. Next week, we will do us some looting.
I can't wait.
I
I
know.
wonder what magic items they'll find.
That charisma check was one of the most tensest checks I've had.
Oh my
in a
god.
while.
Thank you for allowing the
It
rule
would
of
it would
cool.
not have gone well if you didn't roll good.
Yeah. Like,
I was like, this is we're gonna roll cool. And Hecate's like, ah, fuck it, roll again.
She allowed it.
Well,
That was
very
praying, like,
cool.
please, I'm begging.
that was sick. That was
That
Oh, by
was
the way,
good
another
storytelling.
payday has come and gone, Marsh, just so you know.
Yeah.
yeah. Pay up, cat.
Pay up.
Yeah, pay up.
How much are we're getting are we getting paid 7 days worth every time?
No,
think
this is just for the
This is for
that's just for
hirelings.
Got it.
This is
Cool.
for
I haven't been
hirelings.
marking
This is-
anything down. Thank you. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah,
No
we
problem.
don't get
Or
we don't get paid until we get back to the Rock of Brawl, and the money comes
That's
for
fine.
all of the.
But then
Oh my
we've got like
goodness.
I understand.
18 times 20, 18 times a lot coming our way, dude. Like, got a good chunk of change. Plus, something valuable has to be in here.
Yeah, this is probably gonna be a fucking gold mine.
Skeletons.
Good news, there's no people in there, so it's clearly a bad.
Oh no,
Yeah,
sir.
clearly it's abandoned. There's nothing bad
No,
going on there
sir.
at all.
It's an escape
Just
room.
space fiends. But that was fun. Go get some food, Ryan, and rest.
Bye.
Well,
Bye bye.